really, I only want to just say a few words, and I, of course, want to welcome you all here, honoured guests, colleagues, friends, supporters from Cambridge, UK, and Africa. This is our second annual Cambridge Africa Day, and for those of you who haven't been involved with Cambridge Africa before or have been particularly au fait with it, I just want to say a few words about what we are and why we are. And as you see, our real aim is to link Cambridge to Africa, to support African research and scholarship, but to support that in Africa. And really what lies behind this is the, for me, obvious situation, and is that world-class research-led African universities are needed, and they're needed as self-sustaining institutions with built-in national and regional ownership to identify and analyse Africa's diverse challenges and to devise innovative and effective solutions to those challenges. And really, it is only the African universities, and the same in any country, that can provide sustainable African strategies for economic, social, scientific and cultural success, and provide the leadership and leaders, future leaders, for all aspects of society. Now, what our African colleagues and we can see, the problem is, there is an insufficiency. There are great African researchers, there are great African scientists and social scientists in the universities, but there is an insufficiency of internationally competitive researchers with world-class research environments at their disposal to mentor and train the numbers of young, talented African researchers that are needed in Africa today to accelerate and secure Africa's progress. I was at the meeting in Geneva on Tuesday, organised by Merck and co-organised with UNESCO and Cambridge Africa for African researchers in health. And Kevin Marsh, who's here today, was there representing the African Academy of Sciences. And he came up with a figure that actually just to bring African research, and I wasn't actually sure whether this was just in health or generally, up to global averages, Africa would need, urgently need, 1 million researchers. And that's not bringing the research capacity up to the industrialized West, but it's just the global averages. 1 million PhDs, and those 1 million PhDs need mentors, training to become excellent. That's a tall challenge. But leading international universities like Cambridge are exceptionally well placed with world-class researchers and facilities to help bridge what is a mentorship gap. But the challenge is to design and deliver solutions to this mentorship gap, but avoid the dependency or loss of talented young scientists or researchers that can occur when opportunities for the best African researchers are disconnected from African institutions. So this is our response. Cambridge Africa is the response to the University of Cambridge. It emerged back in about 2008 from individual long-term collaborations between Cambridge and African researchers scattered across the university, not particularly communicating with each other. But since 2008, we do have, in fact, now, a coordinated program across the university aimed to make the full range of Cambridge's world-class research expertise available, readily available to support and mentor African researchers. We link up researchers in Africa and those in sub-Saharan Africa and those in Cambridge for equitable collaborations and capacity building, and foster African-Cambridge partnerships across all disciplines in the university through active engagement and partnership with African universities. I don't want to go too much into the history, but starting back in 2008, as I said, We had some institutional links in, for example, the Centre for African Studies here in Cambridge, but lots of individual collaborations. But in 2008, 2009, Cambridge was lucky to be invited to be a partner in 2 initiatives funded by the Wellcome Trust in East Africa. MUI, and the director of MUI is here today, Professor Alison Elliott, and Thrive, and as Sheila said, the director of Thrive is here today, Professor Nelson Shankambo. We were able to join to support those initiatives to provide training and co-mentorship in East Africa in health research. We were able to expand with funding from the Carnegie Foundation of New York with CAPREX a couple of years later, which then spread our support into 3-way partnerships with the University of Ghana and Makerere to incorporate the social sciences, humanities, and engineering, and biological sciences. CAPREX was able to support 40 postdoctoral visits, fellowships to Cambridge with support in the African countries, and also support 10 research administration fellowships, which is crucial to the future of African research universities. More money came from the Alvarado Trust, which was very important, and this enabled us to actually generate small grants to joint Africa-Cambridge applicants for new studies, for only from £2,000 to £20,000 each, but over the last 3 years we've been able to give out 78 of those, so 78 new collaborations between Cambridge and Africa, and we've done that in 11 different African countries. So this was a tremendous resource and starts to really expand the relationship between Cambridge and Africa at the grassroots level as well as at the institutional level. Further money from the Wellcome Trust to start the first Cambridge Global Health Research Centre, which has a remit specifically to support African health researchers, do research on important health problems to Africa. And this year, from being a bottom-up movement, now Cambridge Africa is the official international strategy of the university, and the university has put its own money in, money from the University Strategic Fund and the Cambridge Trust to support 25 Cambridge Africa PhD scholarships for sub-Saharan Africa. So we hope this is going to be the first 25, and we have the first 5 arrived in October, just in the last few weeks, the first of many specific PhD scholarships for sub-Saharan Africa. So, as I said, this is our current funding and initiatives. You may notice from, if you read some of the small print, that most of those seem to be running out around now in terms of funding from the first rounds. But we're very pleased to say that in the last couple of months, we've seen renewals of almost all these funds. Congratulations to MUI for a new Wellcome Trust support for the next 5 years. We're expecting Thrive to have an announcement soon about continued support. The Carnegie Foundation, again, has given us a renewal of $1 million, and particular thanks to the Alvarado Research Fund, who, when we asked for if it's possible that they might carry on supporting us, said, why don't you ask for more, and have now given us £4 million to support new Cambridge African partnerships over the next 10 years. And that'll give us the ability, we did 78 new partnerships over the last 3 years, but to double the number each year for the next 10 years. So we really are starting to see progress, and we're now talking to lots of other funders about maybe upping the ante and spreading the word, actually. So, thank you very much for coming. I hope you find the day interesting and learn more about Cambridge Africa and our activities across the university for supporting African students who are here, creating networks, and actually making sure that Cambridge really does support Africa. And for the future of the programme, we really want to expand it, but we really want to ensure that in partnership with and support for African research is embedded irreversibly as a sustainable Cambridge core activity. I'd like to see people come to work in Cambridge, not just because it's one of the world's great universities and a great place to do research, but come here because they know it is the university that supports Africa. And we'll carry on doing that, I hope, until African universities, which hopefully is not too far in the future, come to the stage where they rival or surpass Cambridge to compete with, but hopefully also to collaborate with Cambridge as co-world leaders in research and academic stewardship.